dragonfly looks dope, though.
It does. That looks super cool.
It's because that's how we know birds aren't real. They charge themselves by sitting on power lines. Now, you want to know something cool is they got the SR-71 Blackbird over there. And the whole story behind the Blackbird is insane. Have you heard the whole story behind the Blackbird?
Which one? The pizza ovens and all that stuff?
Well, so the Blackbird, because of the elevation, speed, and everything that it flew at, had to be made...
Yeah, it's loose on the ground.
Well, it had to be made out of titanium.
Right.
America didn't have that kind of titanium, so I'm sure it says it in here somewhere, but...
they had to get it from the Russians.
Yeah, they made a whole bunch of shell companies, bought the titanium, so Russia sold the titanium to the United States that was used to make the plane to spy on the Russians.
Yeah, but do you know what the shell companies were saying they were buying the pizza or the titanium for?
No.
They were saying that they were buying it for some type of like rare, hard to make pizza oven. So that's why there's like a running joke that the SR-71 is a recycled pizza oven, because that was the excuse for the shell companies to get all the metal.
I had no idea that that's what it was.
Also, because of the altitude and speed that it travels at, titanium expands when it's at speed.
Yeah,
so
speed expansion.
It had to be built loose on the ground. So like on the ground, it was constantly leaking all the time, and it would tighten up and fully assemble mid-flight.
It's actually really cool the way they got that thing to Mach, what, 3.3 is what the unclassified version is I didn't know this, so obviously it had the ramjet style, but to get it to switch over from conventional thrust, conventional engines, over to the ramjet or whatever kind of, I think it was ramjet because it's not scram. They would, it would be almost empty. They would bring it into the air, they would actually refuel it in air, and then they would bring it to like 60,000 feet, and they would dive like as fast as they could, and that's when they would switch over the engines, and when the engines would switch over and start working, that's when they would start climbing back up to their 90,000 feet or whatever the hell they're flying at. Blackbird is one of those things that like we did just because we could. It still bothers me that we got rid of that and we kept the U-2, and the U-2 has been shot down several times and that thing hasn't.
SR-71, standard operating. Dude, I got so much when I made this video because everybody always says, well, if it's so fast, why didn't they put guns on it? And
on several occasions, the U.S. has had planes shoot themselves down with missiles.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I told the internet, I was like, the reason you don't put guns on this thing is because it will literally fly into it. If you put 50 cals on an SR-71 flying at full speed, you would have, I did the math, it was like a 3/4 of a second delay before it would fly into its own bullets and shoot itself down.
That checks out.
And people are like, obviously you don't understand that the guns are already traveling at 2,000 miles an hour, so when you fire a bullet, it's the speed of a bullet plus 2,000 miles an hour. And it's like, yeah, dickhead, for a second.
Yeah.
If you pop yourself out of a sunroof on your Camry and throw a football while you're going 70, the football is going to be going 74 for a second.
Yep, then it's going to slow way down.
The wind drag is going to cut it off because it doesn't have a 2,000 horsepower engine driving it. You stupid. There's been planes literally less than half the speed of the SR-71 that have shot themselves down in a dive.
Yeah, it was the, oh my God.
Tiger? Something like that.
The F-11.
The F-11.
That's like the F-111, the Aardvark. The whole idea behind that is just, you can tell somebody at, I don't even know who made the 111, but just somebody ripped a fat rail and was like, okay, I want something the size of a fighter jet that carries as much as a bomber. How are we going to do that? Big ass engines. That's how.
The amount of people that never realized why the B-1 had the nickname the Bone is hilarious.
Yeah. I remember your whole video about that thing.
The amount of people that were like, oh my God, how did I not put that together? B-1,
O-N-E,
Bone, get it? Like,
America just be building. I actually have a Skunk Works t-shirt. While we were having that conversation, we were standing in front of something, the flight suit for the U-2 Dragon Lady. Now,
isn't the U-2 Dragon Lady a two-wheeler?
Yes.
You have to land it on, it's like the hardest plane to land.
Well, that's
like landing a flying bicycle.
Pretty much. It has drop, like, landing gear that go on the wings, and some people are like, you gotta like put them under while it's still landing. No, it literally lands and lays on its wing, and then they balance it out, put the wheels back in. They do have chase cars that go out there and pick them up afterwards. The thing is stupid loud when it takes off. It is the loudest damn plane I've ever heard in my life. But I didn't know this until I did some research. Apparently it's called the Dragon Lady because it's very unforgiving to inexperienced pilots.
Yeah.
Because like 90% of its flight time is spent within about 5 miles or 5 knots from its stall speed. Like, it's regularly like right there on the edge because it's not very fast, but it goes way up there, and they fly up there for 10, 12 hours or something like that. It's insane. So if it slows down 5 knots
More,
then it's going to
it
stall.
falls
and fall.
out of the air.
Yeah.
Like planes, you have to be going X amount of speed to generate lift to not fall out of the sky like a rock. And they're like, what's the speed? Go 5 over that.
Yeah. It's insane. Pigeon power. You're all about the pigeons.
See, I know it. I finally got pissed off and figured out how homing pigeons work because it never made sense to me. Yeah. It's
Okay.
way less convenient than it seems.
Really?
Yes.
You're talking about like the World War I homing pigeons, right?
Yeah, it only works one way.
Oh.
Pigeons don't know where the they're going unless they're going home.
Oh, okay.
So if you want carrier pigeons, and it makes sense in hindsight because every time you see like, oh, go to the Mike Tyson with the carrier pigeons and send a message to wherever the and he's got like 50,000 pigeons. It's like, why do you need 50,000 pigeons? Because they're all from a different spot. So like, say you have pigeons in, I don't know, England, wherever in England, and you want to send a message to Germany, you have to take said pigeons, manually bring them to Germany,
and they only know how to fly
let them
home.
live there, and then they only know how to fly home. So then you just like label that pigeon, oh, this one goes to, England and wherever, and then tie a letter to it and send it off. But you have to like manually bring the bird.
Yo, there's a snake camera. Oh, it's just a little guy there. That totally checks out. That wouldn't even interest an Australian.
That's free.
The official junk drawer of the CIA.
The classic spy camera.
Soviet counterintelligence units and border troops use this camera with a telephoto lens to take high-definition pictures across long distances.
What do you think the over-under is that that's still in use in Ukraine right now?
There's no better way to get shot as a press guy than to pop out of a ditch trying to get a good picture with something that looks like an M79 bumper.
Yeah.
Domed a journalist. He had a grenade launcher.
Do you remember the name? There was a female spy. She